All right, so here we are. We're right near the World Trade Center, brand new job, and the scope of this one is they're going to be installing what's called glass storefronts. It's basically in every office building that you see. It's glass from the ceiling to the floor, and then there's a glass door that goes into all of the offices. The floors in these places are never, ever level. When it's really off beyond what the storefront guy can shim or whatever, they call somebody like us in and we level the floor for them so they don't have to do any shimming or pre-leveling on their end, and we could take care of it all and they could just come in and screw their stuff in and away they go. They need a particular height from that ceiling to this floor. Here is the height that they need. So we're gonna take this height and we're gonna follow this header all the way down. And we're gonna make that completely level in order for them to install the storefront perfectly and quick. In order to do that, we came in here with our grinders, ground the floor completely clean. You can see the before and after over here. This was a lot of, typical stuff. It was just all carpet glue and old patch and stuff. We took that right off the floor, prep ground it, and you can see all of the scratches in the floor. We scratched it up real nice. It's gonna give the self-level something to really bite to. And now we're gonna walk over to where the main job site is. This is just an annex room. It's like all off by itself, but then we'll go over here and see all the main area. Same story here. You can see all of the storefront. Now, we're not doing this purple sheetrock. It's the white that we're concerned with. We have all of our primers down. The floor is ground, primers down, patch is done. Once we set the pins up, we can see where it's deep and where it's not so deep. And then if we need to do any kind of pre-leveling before we do the top pour everything so it's nice and uniform the next day. So that at the end of the day, they want two things. One, they need this to be dead level, and they also need it super smooth for the carpet installation to go on after us. The only thing that's really tripping us up here is these metal walker ducts that are in the floor. In our previous videos, you saw that these are kind of the bane of our existence. Nobody ever wants to fill them in because it's costly. So now, in this case in particular, this header is right above this piece of metal. So no matter, we can't pour anything over here. We can only pour up to right here. And that's where we're gonna end up stopping. Here, they're gonna have to get a little creative with the glass storefront. They're gonna have to get, shims and stuff like that in here. So we'll pick up in a little bit once you start seeing us putting in the pins and getting everything all set up, and see you in a little bit. So what we're doing now is finding the distance between the ceiling and the floor, and that's where these little pegs or pins come in. They're measuring the distance that we need to, depth that we need to pour. And this is our gas meter, and it tells us based on the zero that we set how much we need to pour. And this thing is incredibly accurate, and it can get within a millimeter. So it's perfect for floors on like x-ray rooms, MRI rooms, everything in between, all sorts of medical stuff, and glass fronts. So you could see how off the floor is. If you get a shot down here, you can see how wavy the floor actually is and how much we need to pour. We have all of our pins set. The guys right now are setting up to do the pre-pour or the first lift. We have to do a pre-pour to get it within tolerance for us to tie everything together tomorrow. So tomorrow is going to be the top pour. We're going to tie it all together, and when we leave, it's going to be perfect for the carpet installation just to get started right away. Everything is basically ready to go. We're going to do a little bit more patching, and then we can start our pre-pours. now we're into the pouring. It's a bit of a beehive back there. It's like controlled chaos. And then when you come up here, it's a lot calmer. And my dad has a saying, you know, no matter how chaotic it gets in the back, when you come up here, he wants to hear violins and cellos and shit. We have a split room here. Over here on our left is where we're most concerned because we have the header that we have to correct the levelness, and we have all our pins that we got to hit. Where it's deep, we're going to thicken up the mix and make sure that we get those heights perfect. And where we don't need to, you know, worry about a height, we're going to just pull it and make it so that it's basically ready for carpet, because that's what's going on top of this ultimately. As of right now, everything's going great. So we're getting wrapped up on this side here, and you could see right as they're doing it on the crucial area, we covered up all the pins. They're just barely sticking through. We wanted to kiss the top of them and just make sure that we hit those heights perfectly. It doesn't get old seeing the self-level go down. It's just so smooth at the end of the day, and it's gonna make the life of the carpet guys so much easier. And like I said, it never gets old. So this is the other area that we're doing. This is a terrazzo floor, and it's very high off of the substrate because they needed to also level for a glass front that's going along here. There's going to be carpet going here, and they need us to bring up the height in order to accept the carpet marrying the terrazzo flush and perfect. So what we're going to do here is basically create a ramp and bring it out about 6 to 8 feet in order to make it so that nobody feels that when they walk up it. And it's steepest kind of right where I am, and then everywhere else it starts to fade out. So we're gonna have a deep pour here, bring all the ramp out to make it so that that carpet marries up perfectly. All right, so we wrapped up that side. We're in a very thick area here, so we volumized the mix. As you can see, it's very, very thick, and we're just dumping it, making sure that we hit these heights, essentially correcting the floor reverse. So like out there, we had to go thinner. We're making like a reverse ramp. So we're going thinner and then building it up thick, and then having to come out here and correct all the way out to here, because you can see it's still pretty thick over here. We have a lot of correcting to do in this area. After we're done here, we'll end at that stop point, and you know, tomorrow will be just the top pour, cap everything off really, really nice, make it smooth, and that's it. These guys are killing it, man. Doing great. So here's the finished product. All smooth, ready to go. It's level now. You know, a big difference in something that can, you know, not always be seen because it's going to be covered up in carpet and have stuff built out on top of it. But, you know, what a difference it's going to make for the glass installers, the carpet installers. It's going to make everything go so much faster and smoother and ultimately be done, you know, at higher quality. So I just want to thank you guys once again coming along on this video, and please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. You know, it really helps the channel when you share the videos and you comment on them. We love talking to you guys, and if you have any questions, feel free, you know, drop in the comments and we'll get right back to you. So thank you again, and we'll see you on the next one.